Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Modern Grind. And today we're going to be having a lot of fun playing, not a league, but just testing. I'm super excited about the way that Modern is holding up right now. To kind of just want to jump into some games. I commentated tonight at the Nerd Rage store, so let me share my screen real quick so I can show you about that. But before we get started, if you enjoy Goblin's content, if you enjoy listening to me ramble, hit that like and subscribe. The easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. So Nerd Rage Gaming has this channel that you should definitely go watch at. Nerd Rage Gaming, they also are a part of, they host the Nerd Rage NRG series. So if you play competitively, you've definitely seen this symbol. Ads are stupid. NRG series. This is where you can see the best players in the world, or at least in the Midwest, duke it out for the first place prize of being on a token and some cold hard cash. You see Nikachu there playing in the finals. We've had a lot of awesome people come out from the NRG series to level up their game. And so yeah, go check them out. We commentated literally, oh come on. We commentated tonight, and then let's mute this and go back. We were hanging out with my buddy Dom, and it's always a great time playing. But so yeah, if you want to go watch that Modern Weekly, it came out a couple of hours ago, and yeah, before that, or after all that, I'm just gonna jump into some leagues. I love commentating. I love being able to talk to my friends about Magic. It's always cool to go through lines and stuff. So and I love Magic. I'll talk about it to the day I die. Because I'm addicted. Cardboard crack is real. Now, we had to download something. I'm not quite sure what we had to download. It's probably this new Wilds of Elgrain Progressive sealed. Not really that interested in that. I want to play some Modern. And I'm excited because it's Wednesday. So we now have the ability to play some Modern. Let me jump right into it. Oh, not Commander, no. Modern. Modern best of 3. And let's just jump right into it. Probably just going to jam a bunch of these. Maybe play a game of EDH at the end, depending on how I feel. Maybe everybody's back. Let's try this. Let's go back. Oh, we don't have any tickets. Well, the broke goblin has to go back and stop showing you anything but just my beautiful face. And by beautiful, I mean incredibly ugly. Gonna get some of these ticks. How do y'all feel about the Laughing Jasper Flint being our RCQ promo, eh? It's like what? Shoot the Sheriff and Laughing Jasper Flint are the promos. Shoot the Sheriff saw some play, to quote my buddy Dom, but literally Laughing Jasper Flint is just a joke. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that the new RCQ promos are kind of insane. Let's go back to sharing the screen. Appreciate y'all being here. And let's play some Modern. Deep breath. Let's jump into it. I guess for the videos, I should probably not do all the intro that I do for the live. Instead, just cut it so it starts with the gameplay. I've been trying to leave as much of the organic like stuff in the beginning in as possible, but then I see that people click off in like the first 3 minutes. And I'm thinking that most of the gameplay that I watch starts right at the gameplay. So that's definitely something to write down and remember for the future. Opening a box of Final Fantasy soon. I'm super excited for that. Okay. I mean, we don't really do anything. We can put a vial on 1 and then get it to possibly 3 by the time we hit land 4. Surveil turn 2. The issue is we don't have any combo and we have 2 of our 4 drops, and double vial means that we don't have a lot going on right now. We're on the draw though, so let's try it. As long as our opponent isn't doing like the most aggressive thing, Storm, Titan, Boros, Belcher, then we'll be fine. However, if our opponent's on Belcher, we're in a pretty bad spot. Alright, I could die turn 2. They go Ritual, Ironcrag, Belcher. Oh, Ritual, yeah. Is it Ironcrag feet? Ironcrag feet? I will say Belcher's one of the decks that has the highest like variance. You're either doing the most objectively busted thing or you're just sitting there waiting. And here's where we die, because they bolt themselves, play a cost reducer, and just go off. Okay, so they're just trying to grind. Ooh, all those rituals are gone. It's pretty good. No, I need a surveil. It's our 4th land. It's the only way we can cast Chain Whirler, so yeah, we're definitely keeping that. It's crazy how Chain Whirler's good here. Yeah, so Manamorphose finds Ironcrag feet. They can ritual into Charbelcher. Charbelcher for the win. Well played, opponent. Alright, so let's go to sideboards. Against Belcher, we really just want to have as little removal as possible. Just try to race. Combo's really good. They can also make a bunch of dragons. Chalice, like on 2, is halfway decent, but like we saw there, if they get to 4 mana, they kind of have the Through the Breach Emrakul thing, where they can just go Ironcrag, Belcher. Fatal Push is bad. Honestly, I think we just trim a Munitions Expert for the 4th Thoughtseize. We run it back. Like, if we go Thoughtseize and then we combo, I feel pretty good about this matchup. Otherwise, I feel like Mono Red Belcher is a lot better against us than Mono Blue Belcher, because Mono Blue Belcher plays counter spells that we do not care about. Sounds really good. Pass it over. That's fine. It's not the matchup where we care about life total. There's the Surveil land. The Vial will be on 2 next turn, so even if they kill it now, it's like a Pyroclasm. Now they go cost reduce their rituals. Upkeep, yes. Ooh, but we can't cast it. I'm very dead next turn. I can feel it. Okay, so here's the thing. We could play Battle Cry, but that doesn't really help us. It only pushes 2. Oh, and then I just say no because I can't undo it once I do it. This will play into a Pyroclasm, but then I don't lose next turn. Or the following turn. I definitely lose this next turn. They untap with 3 mana. They can cast a 4-drop, which is Ironcrag Feet for triple red. And then Belcher me. I mean, I do play into a Pyroclasm here. Well played, opponent. GG's. Well, sometimes you just face the deck that goes a little bit faster than you. Where's my Leyline of Sanctities? Jared? I want the Flex Lock guys to see that. Leyline of Sanctities, good. All right, let's run it back. Sometimes you get a clean 2. Oh. Okay, that's totally fair. Dampening Sphere is fine because they are playing cost reducers and a couple rituals. It also doesn't make me dead on the turn when they cast Ironcrag Feet. I could see that. That's good. That's good advice. I appreciate you. I do miss my Leyline of Sanctities there. I know they can play Stormscale Scion, but still, like taking outs away is super important. Meanwhile, this hand is crazy. This is how this is pretty much the hands that I had while I was playing the RCQ this past weekend that I qualified at. I literally had this 7, or maybe like swap the second Harbinger for another card. I saw this all the time, and it was like, geez. Chancellor of the Tango. Let's tango. They're playing Neoform, which is a great sign for us. So they have the Allosaurus Rider, they have the Wish. They're gonna get a green, and they concede the match. Wait, what? Why the match? Opponent, I didn't do anything. I just Thoughtseized you. They're like, nope. Okay. Yeah, the joy of gaming. Sure. That's why they're playing. For the joy. The joy of gaming. That was insane. On to match 3. We're 1-1 in this league. Sounds pretty bad. Sounds better. We get a vial on 1. It's either the second Thoughtseize or the Cavern. Bottom of second Thoughtseize. We're gonna Thoughtseize on 2 anyways. Thoughtseize. So we could have Thoughtseized, but then the vial has so much less inertia. Hey, appreciate you dropping in. Yep. This is what I'm gonna be playing probably all year, honestly. The cool thing about this deck is it doesn't really change much. It's just like how much time you're willing to invest in it. And yeah, we did pretty good at the RCQ. I got my invite, so I'm super fucking grateful. Just grateful. The Magic gods, my friends, people who help make me better by beating up on me. It's just amazing to be a part of a community. So now we can shock. Yeah, we're 1-1 in this league right now. Okay. Let's take the Asmoran. And then pass. That card's just really good against me. And they have a Daredevil, so they can do it pretty much whenever. They can eventually get to 4 and pick it up, I think. Yeah. This will go to 2. Cavern on Goblin. Yes, this is why we have a second ringleader, honestly. Matron. Second ringleader. Go ahead. Yeah, it's just combo goblins, 3 Thoughtseize in the main, and then a good sideboard. Which is I think the hardest part about it playing a deck like this is you have to figure out what do you want to lose to, what do you want to not lose to. So they have an Asmoran that dies to Makaldakar. No, they don't. They were cycling 4-1 though. Let's go to the end step. I'll hold it. You can cast in the future. Trigger, yes. Right? We could leave it on 2. Hold up this munitions expert. No, because if I whiff on lands twice, then I want this to be on 4. Yeah. That makes sense. Because now I can't cast this anyway. And at least I'm guaranteed next turn to be able to do it. They probably have Bowmasters. Ooh. If we draw land, we could bog them in response to the Oval Chase Daredevil. What decks is strong and or weak against? Okay, so I feel like you're a very efficient combo deck that can easily 2-card combo by turn 3. So you have the same clock as a lot of the hyper aggressive decks. So you have the traditional. We're good against. We're really good against Eldrazi. Like depending on the build, of course. If they're playing like a lot of interaction, like main deck Kozilek's returns, it's a little bit more difficult. But generally, we really stomp on like Murktide, any control like old school tap out control or any like counter based control deck because we play oh, there's the Asmo. The Asmo. I'll just say yes. And this is fine. So we really beat up on any like slower grindy control deck, and on top of that, we race most of the combo decks pretty efficiently. If we're just two ships in the night and they don't play any interaction, we're able to turn 3 combo with 2 cards that we can tutor with matrons and hit with ringleaders. And then our backup game plan is like a very like if they have answers in the early game, the deck that we struggle against the most is a deck that has threat plus removal. My best example is Domain. If like we're playing against Domain, they have like 12 removal spells and they have a bunch of hyper effective efficient threats. Traditional aggro decks like Prowess and Burn, we have a pretty good matchup against because we race their like super aggressive like deck with our combo. However, if they have like that plus interaction, it gets much more difficult. Like we struggle versus a deck that's like Boros Energy is like really tough, but like Murktide is really easy. And so that's kind of like where we are in the meta. And then my whole sideboard is just to beat the decks that I can't like beat game one. So like I play Thoughtseize to make the Eldrazi matchup better and the like control and combo matchups better. Then the sideboard is like Chalice and Sweepers and removal spells in order to hit my opponent's stuff, and then 4 dampening spheres to slow them down from comboing. Yeah, it's tough. There's no like you make a great point. So there's always an asterisk. There's a clause to everything. Let's do it like this. Sting Scourger. Unsummon. Kills the Sting Scourger, okay. Kills the Matron. Then in response, I would like to activate. Yes, put my Ringleader into play. So like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate you. Yeah, so I think that's basically where I think we are. And I felt like we've had a pretty good matchup versus like the top decks in the meta for a while. We just came out of like a really like bad season of bannings, right? It was like we had to play through Grief, and we were like right there with Grief. Fury was the one that we really couldn't play through. We had to like try to do crazy things to win. However, like once like we got to like the Yorion, Grief, Nadu meta and original like One Ring meta, all those formats I felt like we had a pretty good chance against. Now we're in like Modern's Healing, and oh my god, my deck is so dumb. So that trigger's fine. Then this gets bounced. Then I get to go to combat. Attack. Second main. Play this. Will not pay 3 life. And then I'll pass. And then I'll pass. So they're going to make 2 more foods. So they have 1 more removal spell. Trigger. can go grab a sling gang, or I can just put my Kiki-Jiki into play. Kind of like sling gang. If we draw a land, we can still cast Kiki-Jiki. But I don't think I ever want to cast Kiki-Jiki. Once we go to 5, we can't go back. So let's stay on 4. Yeah, bans are really interesting. It's one of those things where I think that, it's really easy to get a group of people to stop yelling at you if you use bans, but you don't, oftentimes they don't need to use bans. They just decide to. So right now I can't do anything but Matron for a 4-drop because I decided to tick up. So we're going to do that because that's our only option. Silly Jack. Play the Matron. Go get a Sling Gang. Make them kill the Sling Gang. Then the second Sling Gang kills them. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Ooh, what we really want is a Battlecry Goblin. But this is the 4-drop that we'd get first. Then we yield. We just say, guess we could attack. They block. We don't want blocks. We just pass. That's fine. But yeah, I think honestly, I've played through from KCI to like there hasn't been there was a period where there wasn't a lot of modern bannings, time periods, and then they just started churning them out. They were like, yeah, and this and this and this and this. So now I feel like I'm in real danger because they have a monument. Ooh, they're gonna start drawing cards. It's pretty good. So they have 4 foods. They can kill 2 things. So 4 foods. I'm trying to figure out how I can get them to use both their sets of food so that my Kiki-Jiki can copy my ringleader. Persistent Archon. Okay. That's pretty good. I already used my Sting Scourger. I don't want to bin this Munitions Expert. I think it's the Kiki-Jiki, as crazy as it is. All right, smack me down. I'll go to 10. Okay, I'll activate. Put the Sling Gang into play. Sack. Yes, I would like to sack. Make 2 more. Go to mine. This is definitely staying on 4 now. That's pretty good. munitions. Target. Target. That's fine. And they swing for 9 in the air, which is crazy. Do I think that they could have printed cards that would have answered banned cards without further warping the format? No, because if they don't have the ability to print cards in the sets that they take time to design with the format in mind, and they can't stop from warping the format with those cards, I feel like when they would answer specifically those cards, unless you make it like a circle of protection, or like one of the old Homelands cards, which just is like destroy all cards from a certain like magic set. If they made like a cannon, like Horizon Cracker, that's a bad name. The Death of the Horizon, right, is like a 4 mana sorcery where you cast it and you like surgical your opponent's deck, but only for cards printed from Modern Horizon sets, right? Like, or Universes Beyond, right? Like, well, you probably have a different card for Universes Beyond, but that's my point, right? Like, the only way that you really could make it work is if it's a card that's specifically like meant to hit only a specific deck, and then in that subset, it might be good in like the concept if the meta is concentrated enough. Otherwise, sack and discard. Otherwise, I think that it's really not where you want to be, if that makes any sense. At least that's how I would look at it. If you're making problems, it's probably just a mistake, and unless you're willing to go back and errata things, it's really tough to fix your mistakes, like in game design. I have no experience in game design. I've just been playing, games like for a long time, and I grew up without internet and cable, so like a lot of my childhood was card games. Like I played probably Rummy 500 with my mom and my dad and my brother and my sister and my cousins and my grandparents for a long time. I loved like board games, card games. I love shuffling, and like all that to say, right? Like I'm just like I don't have a degree in game design, but I understand how these things like play out as a player, as somebody who's like trying to teach the game to somebody else. Like I think that the hardest part about making like a magic set is interactions between the cards. I was listening to Mark Rosewater's Drive to Work podcast today while at work, and because I'm moving boxes, I just got my head cribbage. I guess. Let me think. I don't think. I think Chalice on 0, Brothers at End. Fatal Push even might be good. Thoughtseize is bad. Vile's bad. Battle Cry is probably not the greatest. Chain Whirler is probably not the greatest. Yeah, I mean, Sting Scourger. If I had to choose transformational sideboard, beautiful. I was thinking about whether or not we put it on 1 or 0. 1 helps take care of all the discard effects. Chalice on 0 to stop Asmo. I think might be more effective in our deck. Goblin. But I like the idea of like trying to fix banned cards without actually banning cards. That comes from a really good place, and so I appreciate you for that idea. Because it feels bad, you know, like ban, like goblins never suffers from bans, but that like to have their play patterns. Hey, appreciate you dropping in, absolute legend in the chat. Yeah, so I feel like, you know, it's something where we all have to be aware of, right? Like, how responsive can we be? They pitched 2 Asmos, that makes sense. But that's why we have to talk. We have to talk about like bans and stuff. Otherwise, like, yeah, like a flashback faithless looting, and we just want this graveyard to be gone. But anyways, I'm just a goblin rambling. I mean, they can start bolting me now. It's a really good one. Blow up the monument. Hey, I appreciate you. Yeah, no, we usually, what I tell people, like my friends and stuff, like I always say it out loud. It's the law. The law is you don't keep 1 land hands because it's not worth it ever under any circumstances. It's better to be disciplined and mulligan. And so I did it literally for science, but I appreciate you. Now you're going to be the one who reminds other people not to keep 1 land hands, and it's going to spread. And eventually, we're all going to be good Magic players and play good games and not lose to 1 land hands because we all big brain collectively. Combat, attack. Okay, we're going to go colorless, colorless, colorless. I guess not colorless. This one's going to be black. Play a Sling. Play this, not shocking, and pass. Bins the Ashiok. Cracks the food to gain life. Torpor Orb. I think I kill him with combat damage. This ringleader's not going to have any effects, but it's going to be an extra 2 points, which is insane. I guess 5, 8. I think we're just short. Attack with everything. Six and I have 5. Yeah, so we're just 1 short. Just fetch, opponent. Just fetch. And they can see. Okay. Game 3. Yeah, I guess Dampening Sphere would have been better against Mono Red Belcher. That does make sense. Because they played a whole bunch of rituals. We should treat Mono Red Belcher like Storm. Oh. All right, game 3. Final game of the final match of the night. It's been another episode of the Modern Grind. Kind of late when we started after commentating at Nerd Rage Gaming. If you enjoy modern content, you should check out Nerd Rage Gaming on YouTube after this stream, of course. Or if you want to watch more Goblins content, I have a whole playlist in the Modern Grind section, the playlist section of this channel. But for now, we're looking for not a one-land hand, because remember, it's the law. Boom. Bottom the 4-drop, bottom the Blood Crypt. Leave it like this. Okay. Let's get a surveil going. Surveil. Do the thing. Oh, yes. All right, make a bunch of artifacts, please. Please, 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 just make a bunch of artifacts. Opponent, 0 fear. Name Snoop. Man, Brothers at End is dumb. There's the Asmo. Put me to 12. I'll go to 9 the following turn. Oh, and a Chalice. So good. Brothers at End first. So it's just the Asmo left. I'll play this Chalice on 0. Another Urza Saga, okay. I have a second Brothers at End, so this might be fine. They're rebuilding. Go to 9. I'm just going to go put a Mog Mob on top, I think. Because then I can just use Mog Mob to kill the Asmo at the following turn, wipe the artifacts. That's pretty cool. I think I take it. Then I like exert, right? No, I don't want to exert. We just cast the Mog Mob. Now we go to combat. Hey, what's up, Tim? Appreciate you dropping in. No worries. I know it's kind of late. Appreciate you so much for dropping in. I hope you have a beautiful night, bro. I'll hope to see you in Modern tomorrow. If not, I hope to see you soon. I hope the job's treating you well and life's not kicking you so hard. Good vibes. Good. Probably just gonna yield. You're gonna do your artifact thing. Another cookbook, okay. I mean, I'm dead to the monument now, right? I've punted so bad. Yep. Well played, opponent. Well played. GG's. Well, so if we brothers had ended the turn before, let them keep the Asmo and then jump, then we survive another turn. But we punted. And that's why we play these things. So that we see next time, okay, I have to kill the monument because it can deal 6 damage in a turn cycle. And that's crazy. The deck feels really good though. And yeah. I guess I was a little tired. I'm gonna blame it on that, the commentating. But I really appreciate y'all watching. We're gonna finish this league out tomorrow and maybe start another one depending on how we feel. But till next time, I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy Goblin's content, if you enjoy listening to me ramble, hit the like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more, support the channel, you can become a member. Get your name up on the board, and I'll read you out in every stream. The first one is Alpha Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, the Darth Newt, ADY100K, Jared Munster, and Annan. Absolute legends. Thank you all so much. Thank you for dropping in. And tomorrow, 10 o'clock p.m. CST, I'll see you then. I hope you have a beautiful night, and peace.